Hey guys, I'm in love. Well, it's not often that I fall in love, but this time I just couldn't help it. She's a German lady, she's beautiful, she's not as young as you would expect her to be. She's just a little bit younger than I am, and here she is. This is the Mercedes S250 1966. Yes, she's German and her name is Mercedes. So, with me is Ramesh. He is the owner of the car and that's his compadre, Gary Guna. So, Ramesh, I heard that you're entering a race with this car. Is it true?
Well, it's not a race, it's actually an endurance challenge.
Sure not.
Yeah, it's endurance, and this time it's endurance challenge.
Yes, I saw in your Facebook posting, Gary is your co-driver.
That's an interesting story why Gary is a co-driver. You see, about 5 or 6 years ago, I took part in a race. So my co-driver, I didn't know his age. And so when we went to register after the formalities, at the starting point, they asked him how old he is. And he said 76. And so, DQ, because your driver and co-driver cannot be above 75. So whereas you are just, on that level,
Oh my gosh.
able to bring you in as a co-driver.
Hey, you will bring it, I'll be the driver, you will be the co-driver.
Yeah, but 75.
Yeah, 75. That means I only have one more year. So Gary, what's your age? You qualify or not?
I qualified, of course.
So
He's 27.
So what happened was, I had to drop him off because either we get disqualified, or I have to drive alone. So I drove alone. We did quite well.
You mean I did quite well.
We were actually, for a first timer, I was placed second.
Oh,
And
okay.
within seconds of the first car, who was a professional racer.
Really?
Yeah. So we did quite well. I drove a 1977 Mercedes at that time. So then, after that, the Rentas 1 and Rentas 2, I had a co-driver. But he's in Australia, so he couldn't make it this time.
So Gary is your new victim.
Gary, tell us, sorry, how you got into it.
He just spoke to me, and I was a replacement to another guy. And eventually I agreed, and we're together now, working together.
But anyway, for your information, guys, Gary is an established treasure hunt organizer. So if there's nothing else, he at least can read tulips law.
That's right, yes.
So this is a tulip rally.
There's no tulip rally, but they've given us indicators along the way.
I see.
So it's for Gary to tell me, okay, mile or kilometer 108, turn left.
Oh, they don't actually draw tulips.
No, there's no tulip.
Just written instruction.
Written
But he
instructions.
can translate that into tulips lah.
That's
1 kilometer, turn left. So your meter is in kilometer or miles?
Miles.
So do they have double readings?
They have fortunately given the readings in miles, because most of the cars, because for this race, one of the main criteria is that your car must be 35 years or older.
So this third race, what is it called?
It's called Rentas 3, actually, Rentas Perak.
And when will that start?
It starts off from Teluk Intan on the 24th.
So I can imagine where you're going to be on the 24th morning in front of the Leaning Tower.
It is there.
I'm sure, right? And so guys, we know where we want to be on 24th of
April.
Oh my gosh.
The challenge is 1,200 route-wise miles in Perak, but because we have to reach Teluk Intan, so you can add another 100 miles or so to that distance, and we are given 2 days to complete the challenge.
I see. At your own time.
Well, there are milestones to reach.
I see.
Generally at our own
So
time.
it's like what you call a navigational road rally lah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what kind of speeds are you expecting to hit?
Most of these cars, because of their age, I would say a reasonable high speed will be about 60 to 70. Although this car, I have personally taken her to 90 miles per hour.
Wow.
So 140 kms. And she can still go. On the meter, it shows 120 miles per hour. I haven't tested it because, the car is almost 60 years old. I don't want bits and pieces lying on the road if I hit that speed.
Okay, guys, so that's it. You will see Ramesh and Gary in that race on the 24th of April. I'm so glad I caught you before the start. I actually heard about it from one of his Facebook postings, and I saw a short clip of this car. So definitely I had to have a look. So I gave him a call, and so here we are today. But enough about them and the racing. But Ramesh, we're going to take a closer look at your beautiful. Actually, it's his girlfriend, not mine. Okay, so Ramesh, as I know, my brother had a Mercedes 1963, but it was a 190D. And in those days, the 190D was a little bit shorter, a little bit squarer, and the headlights were different. And what I noticed was the nicer ones had this extra bumper.
Yes.
So this is a car that I've always wanted to have, but never got down to it lah. So tell me, Ramesh, how did you acquire this car?
Okay, it's interesting that you said the 190 D.
Yeah.
Because I used to have a 190 petrol version, 1964, same age as me. In fact, 7 days apart. Our birthdays are 7 days, so she's older by 7 days. So after that car, I was always eyeing 280.
The 280S, yes.
280S in the 1960s. And I came across this in a used car dealer shop, pretty much it was running, but needed a lot of work. So I bought her perhaps 10 years ago, and I did nothing much on the car. And then about, mainly due to financial constraints. So about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe about 3 years ago, I decided to start working on her. And I started off with getting the mechanicals in place, and then the interior job. And in fact, she's just been repainted last week. Selected her last week. So the paint job and the undercarriage work took about 1 month to do. So she's pretty much, in I would say not concourse. I would say this is high B plus or bordering on an A minus. To get her to A in showroom condition, I'll probably have to spend another 15,000 or 20,000 to get her into shape.
Oh, you mean they have classifications A and B plus B
C
minus
also.
C?
Also,
I see.
yeah. So to like at this rate now, because I am in the classic car society, so I know this will reach a high B or a low A. I cannot say she's showroom or concourse condition. I need to put in some money because basically I got to get the polishing done.
Oh yeah, this is a bit worn here.
Yes, you can see my mirror. I got to get a glass polish.
That is
done.
not, yeah, it's scratched.
Yes, it's scratched, so I got to get that done. From far you can't see, but if you come close you can see the scratches.
I see. To that detail,
I mean,
oh my gosh.
Imagine the windscreen has lasted this car for 60 years. So I am actually the 4th owner.
Okay, so you have done work to the engine. So is it would you consider it's overhauled or it's just been tuned?
It's been restored.
Restored. Restored means what? You strip the whole engine
Yes,
apart?
strip the whole engine and redo the engine, the gearbox, the axles, the entire work. I mean, I
And
spent quite a bit on
suspension?
getting the car. Suspension, I changed the rear one. The front one, the foreman said it's okay.
Okay, can we have a quick look at the engine? Look at this, guys, 1966, and we have a self-supporting bonnet. Of course, it's not a hydraulic strut, it is a spring mechanism. Quite brilliant. So, Ramesh, very, very nice engine, man.
As I mentioned earlier, I got the foreman to clean it up and spruce it up, because one of the things that happens in the challenge is that they will look at your engine and see whether it's in a drivable condition.
Oh, scrutineering.
That's right, and they don't want your car to break down. But I've got my trusty
Mechanic
here who will help me fix.
You're
bits
wrong,
and bobs.
Ramesh. I've got the Grab app ready just to get me out of there.
Okay, so we know Gary cannot fix the car. So do you have a service crew at the back with another car to follow you?
Okay, the interesting thing about these classic car challenges is because everybody is more or less familiar with parts of the car, because
Right.
you to be in love, using a word, with a classic car, it's not like your regular Mazda or Toyota when you start in the morning, one kick and start. No, we have to first pray whether the car will start.
But you have a new battery.
Well, the battery is here just to be on the safe side, but a little bit here and there, the fan belt, stuff like that. I can change.
Okay, you have a few more days, Ramesh. You have to change this belt.
Yes.
But it's okay lah.
It's okay.
Guys, if this belt doesn't work, it's okay. You know why? That's the aircon belt only.
But as I said, almost every driver or competitor, 25 cars qualified, they are familiar with bits and pieces. So in the past races, when one car broke down, the others, even though it's competitive, but they still stopped to help.
Look at these guys. Mercedes knew what they were doing. In 1966, this is a timing chain. So in the 70s, they moved to belts, and then in the 80s and 90s, they went back into chains. So chains last longer. Yes, I think it's a chain. I remember this chain has been replaced before. But of course, in those days, the timing chains didn't last as long. It's because of the material technology. And later, they came out with better and actually slimmer chains. Yes, there was a reason why they moved to belts. It's because the chains of those days were not as good quality. But of course, now technology has improved. In fact, guys, engine technology has not changed very much in the last 100 years. It's just that the parts and things they use changed. The basic principles remain the same. And look at that, twin Zenith carburetors that give the car a bit more power. So actually, I'm not sure what's the horsepower, but Ramesh may be right, 180 horsepower. But I think it'll be closer to 150. So guys, as you can see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cylinder inline. Okay, so look what Ramesh has done is he says he did the engine, he did the gearbox. So, and then of course they had to do the interior. But one thing about these interiors, black is not so nice, right?
Well, the car came with black spec.
I see. Okay, so he kept it original. Ramesh has rebuilt the radiator. What else have you done to the engine, Ramesh?
I have, of course, changed the compressors for the air conditioner, which was fixed.
Very important.
Only yesterday.
Yeah, this compressor looks very different from the original compressor. So your fan is new or original?
No, restored.
Restored fan. But that's plastic,
It's restored.
It's restored, okay. What they did was they restored the viscous coupling. That is the viscous coupling that allows the fan to turn, yeah. So when you rev up high, the resistance stops the fan. All right, let's have a look inside the car. Okay, Ramesh, from the outside, the car looks pretty good, but you're right. So you actually have quite a bit to do on the inside, right?
Yes, I have to, you see the dashboard.
Yeah.
I have to remanufacture this dash panel.
Okay.
I have to clean up the dash. You can see it's all showing the signs
That's
of
metal or what?
This is some sort of resin.
Okay.
So I got to do that, and I got to put this back
And
in
the
place.
250S
The
is...
250S, that's original.
But
So
you need to change that piece.
I need to sort of get this fixed. I need to fix the cigarette lighter.
It must work.
It must work because this I'll be doing it today. Because this is for power, for all our chargers and all that when we are
Right,
driving. So those days, these cars didn't have air conditioners, but they had heaters.
Yeah.
So we don't use the heater, so I don't bother with the heater.
But are you going to restore that piece?
I'm going to restore this piece, but the air conditioner
This
is
is a hanging aircon.
It's a hanging
But
aircon.
this was from Malaysia, not from...
See, in 1966,
yeah, all aircons are like
all aircons were like this. In fact, even till the 70s, they were like this. So I'll also have to wash this cover here. I won't restore this, but I'll wash it to clean it up. I have to restore this.
The light,
Right. So my restorer, he has told me, I've used two restorers actually. One is Mahadeva of M Customs, and the other one is Dino of Dr. Classics. So both of them worked on the car. So Dino has given me an estimate, between 15 to 20,000 to get it into showroom condition. But
Just for interior only.
no, interior and exterior.
I see.
Okay, they're very reasonable. Basically, they remove the parts, redo the parts, and stick it back. So, but he can't get it ready in time for the challenge. So he told me to take it back after. It doesn't need for the challenge. Your
You
car,
just need to drive.
your car needs to be 35 years and above, and visually, upon scrutineering, it must not have any mechanical defaults, must not be modified in a way that harms the safety. Putting on the seat belt is okay because seat belts were mandatory in Malaysia in 1971. So I put on the seat belts for safety. Tires, better tires, you're allowed. And they allowed you to have an air condition because otherwise you can't drive. But even this ivory was restored. This ivory,
that's nice.
ivory and the frame was restored. The pad has to be restored now. So the next round she'll go in for about 2 months to get the nitty-gritty in place.
Interesting. The seats need
Seats.
some covering.
Seats need some covering. They're the original seats.
I see.
I didn't want to change the
But
seat.
I think it can be recovered. But these wooden panels at the back,
Will need to be restored.
yeah, they're all out of shape.
Yes, they are warped because
Actually,
of the
this
heat.
is wood, you know.
This is wood. Formica. This is formica.
Formica, not
Formica.
wood. Ah.
No, this is formica.
I see.
Salt formica. So the restorer can do it, but he needs time because these things are so brittle. They are 60 years old. So sometimes when they start to do some work,
It breaks up.
like this dash panel, for example. I just came from the restorer. The woodwork is being restored by Amir Woodworks. He's another wood specialist. So he told me he will need at least 3 weeks to get just the dash panel done.
Do they replace it or they don't restore, right? They make new ones.
They make a new one.
Made of wood lah.
Wood. They make a
I
new one.
see.
They've got a special wood. They make the new one. So they do they take the mold first, and then based on the mold, they'll pour in the wood resin.
But when it's
Correct.
warped, how?
All I can say is these guys are experts. They know what to
I
do.
see. But I hear there are some people in Indonesia and Thailand who can do a very good job.
The Thais do very good job with the rubber work. I've changed the rubber substantially in this car. It's quite incredible that I can still find the rubbers in parts of the world like Turkey, Indonesia, and of course Germany and the US. I've actually been on trips to the US and Germany picking up bits and pieces as well.
Okay, so here's a very, very important part of the question. So far, we won't ask you how much the car is you paid, but we'll ask you, so far, to the best of your memory, how much have you spent to do the car up to this point?
From day one, I would say upwards of 70,000.
70,000.
Upwards.
Okay, now the second part of the question. The 15,000, is that going to be all or it's going to be more than that?
I personally, although the budget given was 15 to 20, my guess is by the time I finish, it'll be closer to 30 or 40.
So your total restoration is about 100 to 110.
Yes.
All right. So guys, that was our very quick walk around and our interview with Ramesh and Gary. Thanks very much, Ramesh and Gary. I hope you guys have a good race, yeah? And go and win, huh?
We will
Finish.
All right then. So guys, thanks very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share to your friends. So thanks very much guys and bye.